What's up, YouTube? Everplay 3 here. Today I'm here to talk about why I feel that Gladiator Beasts are underrated right now. Every format, people are like, oh, Gladiator Beasts are bad. They only come out at the beginning of the format because nobody knows what to play. That can be true, but a lot of the people that play the deck are really bad at the game. This deck takes a lot of skill now. And people are like, oh, you're just ignorant, blah, blah. I watch people play the deck, and they just play a lot with the deck, and they make the builds like really bad. Every format, I do put the limiter, I do play the meta decks to try to win, and I do get those regional stuff. But it's when I sometimes like to play for fun, and I just go. Gladiator Beast is one of my favorite decks. I try to make it to where I can beat the meta. And at my locals, there's a lot of people that do play the meta decks, and I'm able to beat them. This past like, couple weeks, I consistently got second place. 2 tournaments I won for with Gladiator Beasts, beating the Dragons. And one of them is a guy that has YCS tops, SJC tops, and national top. And he just top nationals this year with the Dragons. And people were just looking at me like, how are you able to do it? Well, people understand that, yes, the deck is slow, but it's more control. And people try to fit in tons of stuff and try to these things where it's like, yes, it's adding control to the deck, but you're not adding speed to the deck. The deck is based on aggression and control. Back in September, I think, I have a metagame I'm at in the archives. Back in September 06, 2008, I couldn't remember the year. It is when Teledad first came out, and people were playing, the big name players were all playing Teledad. And some guy, Jamal Jupiter, won Gladiator Beasts at the SJC, and he used Gladiator Beasts and beaten Teledad. And I read the future matches, top 4 in the finals, he 2-0'd Teledad. And people are like, oh, this format's just like Teledad. Okay, then what? You can play Gladiator Beasts, you're not playing back row. Oh, you have to worry about the hand traps. But okay, you have 3 Veilers. They can draw a max C, but the whole idea is you control the board. Who cares if they drop max C? Let them draw a couple cards. Who cares? And back in the day, when they were playing Teledad, how they beat GBs was like they swarmed the field like E-Dragons and control with hand traps. Well, they weren't using hand traps; they used back row like roll oppression and stuff. And at the time, Bestiari was, I think, at 1. No, it was at 2, I think. I'm not sure. I think it was still at 3 at the time. And Bestiari made, I don't know if you can see it, I don't think the camera's too far away, Prisma a lot more consistent. And with Bestia, that's why I feel Konami probably won't put Bestia 2, because it made the deck a lot more consistent. Because there's times where I'll lose and Bestia's in my hand, and you don't want the card in your hand. You usually win the deck or graveyard. And at the time, the reason why they're beating Teledad because they had War Chariot. Oh, I forgot to pull a card. And they had, and this one when it first came out, they had Gazars too. And Equeste. That's what he gave the guys to abuse, because they didn't have that when the guys were winning all the time. And they were able to take the first event where Teledad was all hyped. And the guy didn't play bad players either. He played in the quarterfinals Chris Flores, an SJC champion. Top 4, Paul Leamington, a 2-time SGG champion. And in the finals, he played Jeff Walker. He sounds familiar, I can't remember if he won a couple titles. But he did not play bad kids. And they were all playing Teledad. So I think Chris Flores was actually playing GBs, I can't remember. Yeah, Chris Flores was playing GBs, I looked that up. And he 2-0'd that mirror match. And because they're able to do stuff, because they still play Test Target. A lot of people don't play this card anymore. I don't know why they can't really play this card anymore. It makes the deck a little bit more consistent. People are like, oh, it makes the deck inconsistent. But it actually makes the deck consistent because it can make you realize that you draw your one in your hand live, like Marmillo. If you don't have, you can't tag out with it. You got Test Target to make that Marmillo live. If you need it, you need to tag out from the deck. And you can make Xara's plays. The whole idea is to make Xara's blow out to keep control of the board because everything's all big monsters and people swarm the field. And the one card that I've been playing right now that's been my MVP in E-Dragon is Sekitor. Because the reason why he was beating Teledad, because he was making Heracles right away. Because they knows, he draws a lot, and then with Heracles knows. Now, Heracles is not good anymore, because it's only good against spellbooks. Don't get me wrong. But it's not good against Sea Dragons. There's no point against Sea Dragons. pretty much your new play instead of Heraclinos is Shockmaster. And because they make those tokens, Secutor is really good in that matchup. And I won so many games against E-Dragons because of Secutor. Yeah, and so far, the reason why I've lost against E-Dragons, the games I did lose, is because I didn't draw that good. And then when I didn't draw good, if I draw okay or really good, I beat E-Dragons. Even if they even draw good themselves. When I was playing against Stefan, I didn't even have the back row quite like the Iron Walls or Mind Drains. I 2-0'd his E-Dragons without using those. I didn't even main the cards too, and I didn't draw any of them. I was able to control the board with Secutor and make Shockmaster. And he knew what I was playing, so I won the dice roll. I didn't open up that well. I was surprised I won this. I set Darius and set Wabuko, and he's like, okay, I know what you're running, blah blah. He goes, he has Dragon, pop, and he just clears my field. Because he didn't let me go Gazara's place. Because he first pops off Wabuko, and I chain Wabuko. And he didn't want me taking out Gazara, so he killed my Darius Scrap Dragon. And it's his turn. And then he didn't have a hand trap. Even at Maxi, I would have went off, but because I was forced to. But if I make Shockmaster, he doesn't have AR, he's done. Because I can protect Shockmaster like crazy with this deck. Anyway, I go, and then I go, make Azara's pop his Scrap Dragon, and Dragon Second Side Chalice in hand, kill both, attack the token. I think it just... No, I didn't think... No, he didn't have a token left, that's right. And he killed both his monsters with Chalice. No attack, made Shockmaster, and he lost from there. He had a strong opening. He only had one time. And I went twice because it's my first turn and second turn because he just scooped it up because he couldn't do anything. He just summoned once and that was it. And then that was game 1. Game 2, I was able to make Shockmaster again and control the board. It was a Secutor. That's why I don't understand why people don't play this card even. And what helps make Secutor good is Test Tiger. And I'm surprised nobody's playing. Because people started playing it back in the day again when they started topping it back in 2010. Respite makes the deck more consistent because you only have one bestiary, like I said, you win in a graveyard or in your deck, a bestiary. Or if you draw just take cards that you don't need in your hand, like Mormillo, so if you're playing Secutor, you don't want Secutor in hand. So you got Respite. And sometimes you don't want best in your hand because if you have the Gladiator Order, it's pointless. Or if you have Prisma, it makes Prisma live. You play Respite, that's +1 because you put 2 cards in and draw 1 extra. And I Respite won me games because I was able to recycle bad cards back into my deck and draw in the cards I need. Especially against like E-Dragons, spellbooks, and stuff like that. So I was able to get to my, Iron Walls faster, or if I was playing Mind Drain and stuff like that. So that's why I feel the Gladiator Beasts are underrated because nobody really knows how to build a deck anymore. I looked at past decks like Paul Levinson's Gladiator Beast deck. He beat Dad Return. He was playing mainly 3 Shadow and Prison Mirror Walls. He played a Drama Trio, stuff like that. And people don't understand, like I said, Gladiator Beast is more aggressive control because you get aggressive Krazaris, and then you run back hate against the decks. And if you know you're going to an event, like, oh, on this, because back then you only saw like 1 deck to GBs or, that return. So I was like, well, the weeks I played, I knew there's a lot of E-Dragon players on my format, so I was like, making the Iron Walls, like they were being Shattering Prison that type. So in game 1, you don't have to worry about, it gives you an advantage game 1, because game 1, they don't have the hate for back row. They don't main MSTs, the only thing they have is Blaster and Heavy Storm. So I will flip up, okay, Iron Wall, Mind Drain. They lose if they don't have Heavy Storm. Or if I had Iron Wall, War Chariot, protect Iron Wall if they don't have Heavy Storm. And it gives me the advantage of game 1 to win the game. So it gets me up on the win on game 1. And game 2, you side in stuff to help you win that matchup. And people are just trying these things where I don't understand why they're doing it, that just makes the deck whack. And it does not help them again. All against the meta. Like I'm still seeing people online playing Glads and are making MST, all this other stuff, and like, what are you doing? MST, it's good in the side deck because you might get this Rogue X or you get Evil Sword matchup and Spellbook matchup, but it's not good against E-Dragons. So why? You don't want to have dead cards in that matchup and then you end up losing. I'd rather main cards to help you in the matchup. One guy asked me why you put mainly side deck cards. Well, you have to understand, like I was saying, you need cards to help you beat the matchups that you're going to see. This weekend, I'm going to a box tournament. Our shop likes to do a box tournament with the new set, sneak peeks. So, I am playing Gladiator Beasts again, and I'm going to try to win it with Gladiator Beasts. I know there's going to be a lot of dragons and spellbooks are going to be there, and Evil Swarm. Right now, I'm having difficulties with the Evil Swarm, but I now changed up my build where I can now, hoping I can keep up with Evil Swarm. I would have beat him last week in the finals, but I misplayed. I did my math wrong, and then it cost me a game. I would have 2-0'd it there, and game 3 I ended up losing because I didn't draw that well. But anyway, and after that, I'll show you guys the updated GB build I have because I changed a lot in the deck and tried out a lot of things. My other friend, he's hoping to make it, and he's going to play GBs as well. We're playing maybe with like 3 to 4 card difference in the main deck. And if he does go, he does really well, the deck profile on him, so you guys can see his version of the deck. So that's all I have for today. PC2.